Why, hello, everybody. Joe from Feel Like Craps. I do feel like craps, and I hope that you do too. It's time to introduce you to the game of craps. We made these videos once when we initially started this channel back in 2023, and now that we're 500 some odd subscribers and about 200 videos later, we've learned a little bit about the game of craps. So we're going to rework these session videos and do them over again. It's Craps 101 Revamped. We're going to go through some general mechanics of the game of craps, the main game of craps, and as well as introduce you to some slang terms that are used around the craps table. And we'll end up the session with a little discussion on probability and introducing you to how the casino takes a cut of every winning, so to speak, that you make in the game of craps. Of course, the casino is there to make money, and if the casino doesn't make money, there isn't a casino to play craps at. So it's a catch-22 for the players, but hey, necessary evils, you know. What we're going to learn in this video, first we'll discuss your work area where you can place your bets versus the dealer's work area where the dealers place your bets. Those are two very important distinctions to make. You do not want to try to place a bet in the dealer's area, and we'll go through all of that very shortly. Then we'll go into a little session on a new game versus a game in progress, how to tell when there is a new game starting versus a game that's already happening and in progress. Go through some table etiquette and how you buy into a game of craps if you're at the casino. The pass line and don't pass, the two main line bets in the game of craps, the bets that the game is more or less centered around. We will touch on them and the rules of the road, and we'll round out with some craps lingo and a quick lesson on dice probability and all that good stuff. Work areas, your work area versus the dealer's work area. You take a look at the craps mat layout on your to the left-hand side of the screen here. The player's area and the dealer's areas are marked. Players in yellow, dealers in red. Players can place their bets in the following areas in their work area: the pass line or don't pass, the field, and the bar marked come that's in the middle of the layout toward the top underneath the 4, 5, and the 9 and 10 up there in this particular example. Dealers and not players place bets in the don't come, the DC, which is up on the left, to the left of the 4 and to the right of the 10 on the layout. They also place their bet. The dealers will place bets on the box numbers, the numbers in the boxes, the 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10, and the prop bets, the proposition bets that are in the middle of the table, the dice pictures, the any craps box there on the bottom, and the C and E bubbles. That's where the dealers place bets. To bet on a bet in the dealer's area, simply place the bet into the come box, and you're going to tell the dealer where you'd like it to go. And again, we cannot stress enough, do not try to place a bet in the dealer's area by yourself. A new game versus a game in progress. That is determined by our buddy, the Puck, and he is pictured on the leftmost picture here. He's got both an off and black and white, black background with white lettering, and on, which is white background with black lettering. The puck will travel around the board depending on the status of a game. By convention, most bets on the table are on or working if the puck is on, and vice versa. If the puck is off, most bets on the table are off. Not all of them, but most of them will follow the puck. If the puck is off and in the DC, the don't come, as you see in the example in the middle, that's your signal that a new game is getting ready to start. When a shooter shoots the dice and the puck is off, they're on what's called their come-out roll. And it is okay to buy in this instance. When the puck is off, you can hand your money to the dealers. They'll check it to make sure that there's no funny business with it. And then they will give you poker chips equal to the amount of money that you gave them. And then you're ready to play the game. When the puck is off, there are certain bets that can be turned on, but you have to request those bets be turned on. You have to make sure the dealers know you want the bets working if the puck is off, because if you don't tell them that, it defaults to the bets being off. Again, in general, the game follows the puck. So if the puck is on and on a number, as it is in the example to the right here, the rightmost example screen on top, we have a game that's in progress. The number that the puck is on is called the point. And at this point with an active game, it is bad etiquette to buy in. If there's an active game going on, most casinos won't even let you do it. And certain bets may be turned off, again, at a player's request. If the puck is on, there are certain bets that you have the liberty to shut off and go counter the puck. But again, you have to make sure that the dealers know that's what you want. The game of craps. Rules of shooting the dice. We have the don't pass and the pass line in yellow there underneath. The players must make a line bet, a pass line or don't pass, to be eligible to shoot the dice. If you don't have a line bet, the dice are going to skip over you. A shooter's first roll of the dice, as we already touched on, when the puck is off, is called a come-out roll. When a shooter rolls a box number on the come-out roll, a 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, or 10, that number becomes the point. The puck switches from off to on at that point, and it will move to the number that's the point and mark the point. It's called marking the point. The shooter wins the game if they roll the point number before rolling a 7, i.e. big red. We always refer, at the craps table, we always refer to that 7 by another name. Never call it a 7 at the craps table. If the 7 is rolled before the point, the shooter loses the game. The dice pass from one shooter to the next shooter, and the puck goes back into the DC and turns off. The same thing with the puck going back into the DC and turning off will occur if the point is hit. If the shooter wins the game, he gets to start a new game. For as long as he stays away from that dreaded 7 when the point is active and the puck is on. Okay, now we're going to touch on the pass line rules for the light side player. First off, the pass line is a contract bet. In essence, once this bet is placed, it can't be removed and it can't be decreased. It can be increased at your discretion, but it stays until it wins or it loses. For the come out roll, if you're on the pass line and the puck is off and the shooter's trying to establish a point, if they roll a 7 or 11 before they establish a point, that's an automatic win on the pass line, and you're going to get paid by the casino 1-to-1 for the bet that you had on the pass line. However, should the shooter roll a 2, 3, or 12 on a come-out roll, those are the craps numbers, they're automatic losers, and the casino is going to take your money, and you're going to have to replenish your pass line bet. Any other number rolled on a come-out roll, a box number, becomes the point. If the point rolls again before a 7 rolls, this bet will win 1-to-1. Again, you'll get paid what your line bet was, your pass line bet was. If the 7 rolls before the point rolls, the bet loses and the dice move on to the next shooter. We can play the don't pass if we'd like. The don't pass actually is the opposite of the pass line, essentially, for the most part. You're playing with the casino on the don't pass. The pass line, you're playing more with the players who are playing the game. This is don't pass is not a contract bet. The casino will be happy to not pay you when they win, so you can remove it at any point prior to the next roll of the dice, again, as long as you're not the shooter. If you're the shooter of the dice, again, you have to have it a minimum table bet on either the pass line or the don't pass to be eligible to shoot the dice. Once again, this is playing with the casino and not the players on the don't pass. So for the come out roll, the 7 or 11 would have won if we were on the don't pass on the pass line. On the don't pass, the 7 or 11 is an automatic loser. The 2 or the 3, if they roll, those craps numbers are automatic winners on the don't pass. They will return 1 to 1. You'll get paid what your don't initial bet was. Notice how I didn't call it the don't pass bar, and there's a reason for that. The word bar is actually describing what happens when we roll a 12. As you can see, the picture of the pair of sixes there. That essentially is telling you that a 12 is a tie with the casino. The bet doesn't win or lose, and it's decided by the next roll. The bet will stay where it is on the board. The casino won't touch it. The only way it goes away is if you take it down. And if we're on the don't pass and we have a point, if the point rolls before the 7, you've lost the bet. Remember, we're betting with the casino at that point. With the points established and we're on the don't, we want the 7 to roll. And if that 7 rolls before the point number rolls, then the bet wins and it returns 1 to 1. Some frequently used terms in slang that most of these we've already covered. Big Red, obviously, that the pet name for that whole number between 6 and 8 that we don't speak the actual name of at the craps table. A box number is a number inside the boxes on the layout, the 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Contract bet we've already touched on. That's a pass line bet as an example, and that's a bet that can't be removed. It can only be increased. It can't be decreased either. It's got to stay where it is or go up. DC is the slang used for the don't come. A hard way roll, obviously, is rolling the same number on both dice. Notice the pair of 2s, the pair of 3s, pair of 4s, pair of 5s. We don't really call the 2 and the 12 hard way rolls. They're in their own class, more or less. The inside numbers are the 5, 6, and 9, 8, and 9, the numbers that are the most inside on the layout. To lay a number or to make a no number bet, like a no 4, a no 6, is a bet that the 7's going to roll before that number rolls. You can make that bet. We'll touch on that coming up, I think, in session 3 of our 3-session series. That's more of an exotic bet, an uncommon bet. But you can bet it. The outside numbers, usually outside numbers are the 4 and 10. But sometimes the 5 and 9 are thrown into that category as well. But mostly when they say outside numbers, they're referring to the 4 and 10. The most outside numbers are the numbers that are the most outside on the box numbers. A parlay of a bet means that we're going to add our winnings from a successful bet to the previous bet that was already out there. So if we had say a $10 pass line bet and we rolled a come out 7, that 7 is that 7's going to result in a 1-to-1 win. So we're going to get a $10 win from the casino. If we parlayed that, we would just take that $10 winning and stick it back onto the pass line and increase our bet to $20. That's an example of a parlay. If we place a number, that's putting a place bet on a number. More on that in later in this session and in session 2. We'll go into more on the placing and a place bet. Pressing a bet. To press simply means to double or to increase. Mostly it means to double, but there are certain times when it just in general means to increase the amount of an existing bet. Push or bar, we've already touched on with the don't pass. That's a bet that's pushed or barred, doesn't win or lose. It's a tie with the casino. Same bet, sometimes the dealers will ask you same bet. That means they're asking you if you want to keep the bets that you had the same as they are, or if you want to do something to them before the next roll of the dice. If you want your bets to remain as they are, you just tell the dealer yes, or you can beat the dealer to it and say same bet. The stick man or stick woman, that's the dealer who uses the big dice stick to get the dice to the shooter. At the craps table, the stick man or stick woman usually is in the center of the table, and they handle those proposition bets where the dice pictures are, and they'll also have the big dice stick that can fish the dice out after, go collect the dice after a shot has happened, and they'll use the cradle the dice in the dice stick and use that to get the dice back to the shooter for the next shot. And also at the very beginning, when you're a new shooter, you'll be presented in that dice stick will be cradled about 10 dice for you to take a pick of. You get to pick which 2 you'd like. And that is the stick man or stick woman's responsibility. A unit is essentially $5. It's usually meant for a $5 denomination, but it can mean in general a denomination that we increase or decrease bets by. So you can go up by a $5 unit, you can go up by a $25 unit, you can even go up by a $1 unit in some cases for some bets. But a unit is basically that. It's a denomination to increase or decrease your bets by. And last but not least, our buddy Yo 11, the dice combination of 11. In the middle of a crowded, noisy casino and a crowded, noisy craps table, 11 can sound a heck of a lot like 7. So to differentiate between the two, you will most likely hear an 11 roll referred to as a yo, or they'll just put the yo in front of the 11. So it'll be yo 11. Again, so that we don't confuse it with our buddy, the 7. Next on the list, folks, a brief discussion here on probability and craps. As you can see, we have our dice chart over here on the left with all the different combinations that we can use, or that we have that the dice can roll. You notice the 2 and the 12 have one way to roll, and then it goes up from there. The 3 and the 11 both can roll 2 ways. The 4 and the 10 can roll 3 ways. The 5 and the 9, 4 ways. The 6 and the 8, 5 ways. And our buddy, number 7, has the most ways to roll. He can roll 6 ways. We're going to define something called true odds. The true odds are defined as a ratio, and the ratio is the ways to lose over the ways to win. And then once we get that, we reduce to simplest terms, taking you back to junior high school 8th grade math. 36 total combinations of the dice. So there are 36 different rolls, 36 different combinations we can have on a given roll. And we'll take an example. For the 2 and 12, how many ways can we lose? We can lose 35 ways. And we can win 1 way. There's 1 way to roll them. So true odds for that would be 35 to 1. For the 3 and the 11, 34 ways. There's 2 ways to win, 34 ways to lose. That's 34 to 2. We reduce that down and we get 17 to 1. True odds, 17 to 1. Our buddy, number 7, He's got 6 ways he can roll, so there's 6 winning ways and 30 losing ways. Reduce that down and you get 5 to 1. Now, we're going to touch on the box numbers next. Remember, the box numbers 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. When we bet them, there's only 6 ways to lose on them because they're not one roll bets. The 2, 3, 11, and 12 are one roll bets, as is the 7. So we have to take all 36 combinations into account, and we have to take all the losing combinations into account. If it's not one of those combinations, it's a loss. With the box numbers, only the 7 kills the box number. So remember, they're up there with the 7. We've got 6 ways to win on a 7, so there's 6 ways for these bets to lose. So on a 6 and 8, 6 ways to lose, 5 ways to win. Remember, the 6 can roll 5 ways, and the 8 can roll 5 ways. So the true odds on a 6 or 8 are 6 to 5. For the 5 and 9, 6 ways to lose again, 4 ways to win. So that's 6 to 4. Reduce that down, and you get 3 to 2. And the 4 and the 10, 6 ways to lose, 3 ways to win. So 6 to 3 reduced to simplest terms is 2 to 1. Your true odds for a 4 or 10 are 2 to 1. We'll cap it up here with a brief summary. Again, true odds, the ratio is the ways to lose over the ways to win. And again, the box number payouts below and the casino payouts there represent a place bet. So that's what you would get paid if you bet on a number, if you placed a number. For the 2 and 12, again, you'll notice 35 to 1 true odds. What does the casino pay you? They pay you 30 to 1 on one roll. So they're taking a 5 to 1 cut, essentially. For the 3 and 11, 17 to 1 true odds. 15 to 1 is what they pay you. So again, they're taking a little chunk off the top, so to speak, more or less. 4 and 10, 2 to 1. The casino on a place bet for a 4 and 10 will pay you 9 to 5. That's 1.8 to 1. That's just shy of that 2 to 1. 10 to 5 would be 2 to 1, but they're going to take their little cutout. 5 and 9, 3 to 2 odds. They're going to pay you 7 to 5. That's 1.4 to 1. So again, that's a little bit of a cut. 3 to 2 is a little bit above that, but it's not much above it. It's 1.5. 3.3 to 2 would be 1.5 to 1, and this you're getting paid 1.4 to 1 on your place bet. The 6 and 8, 6 to 5 are 1.2 to 1. And what does the casino do for that? If you place a 6 or an 8, they pay you 7 for every 6, or 1.17 to 1. So again, just a touch bit of a cut there. And of course, our buddy Big Red, he can roll. His true odds are 5 to 1, and the casino even takes a chunk out of that, 4 to 1. That any 7 bet that you see, that's probably one of the, in my opinion, it's the way that the fool and his money are soon parted. That 7 bet. It's put on there so the casino can make some money, in my opinion. All right, folks, that will end session 1. Session 2 is going to cover some of the common bets and payouts in the game of craps. We're going to go through the other bets you can make other than the pass and the don't pass. And again, thank you so much for checking the video out. I hope you found it informative. The best way to learn is to watch the game being played. And on this channel, you've come to the right place. We have several strategy videos. We roll out several crap strategies for you. There are a lot of them on the channel, so please check them out. Please check out some of the other craps channels as well, and like and subscribe to them, because that's how I learned a lot initially, was watching the other channels on YouTube. There are several very good craps channels to to watch and to absorb information from on this great game. If you'd like to leave a question or a comment, please leave one on in the comments. I do monitor them, and I will do my best to respond and to your comment in one way or another. And again, as always, like and subscribe for content updates. Here at Feel Like Craps, we're always putting out new videos, so stay tuned for session number 2. It's coming up here shortly. And as always, folks, Joe from Feel Like Craps here, and I always feel like craps. I hope that you do too. We'll be back for more session 2 and the common bets coming up next. Be well, stay safe, and as I always say at the end of my videos, may every trip to that craps table see those dice gods be forever in your favor.